AfD can save Germany. End of story.
Well, it's quite unfortunate, but we do have to talk about this one.
And my recommendation for the people in Germany is, if you are unhappy with the situation, you must vote for change, and that is why I'm really strongly recommending that people vote for AfD. That's my strong recommendation, and I think this is simply the sensible move, and I think Alice Beadle's a very reasonable person, and hopefully people can tell just from this conversation, like, nothing outrageous is being proposed, just common sense. In fact, as I've said publicly, I think only AfD can save Germany. And I just want to be very clear about that. Only AfD can save Germany. End of story. And people really need to get behind the AfD, and otherwise things are going to get very much worse in Germany.
Musk's support of the alt-right is not a secret. That he is masquerading as a contemporary Nazi is also not a secret. But to give platform to this person, well, that's a little bit beyond the pale. For well over an hour, he opened up his platform, which is essentially an alt-right platform, to Alice Weidel. Weidel is the second in line of the AfD, which is Germany's version of a contemporary Nazi party. Unsurprisingly, during the conversation, the guy with the upper lip beard came up, and you can read right here what Weidel said about him. Now, Adolf was described obviously as a communist, which makes very little sense. But then she also, again, like most alt-right people, starts conflating things. Communist and socialist guy. Now, I'm not going to go down the path to explain which is which, but the conflation in and of itself is pure political propaganda. And then, of course, you have the AfD, which opposes the aid to Ukraine. And unlike the United States, where we only have a two-party system, in Germany and many other countries, there is a coalition required. In other words, parties need to work together to actually make anything happen, and no one is going to work with the AfD. But that, of course, doesn't deter Musk at all. He still thinks that Weidel is the leading candidate to run Germany. Now, of course, the question has to be asked, why actually is that? Why his interest in Germany? I think the answer is actually quite simple. For one, he has a Tesla factory outside of Berlin. It's in his best interest to associate and align with what is essentially the contemporary Nazi party of Germany. There are tax benefits potentially associated with that. There are probably workers' rights associated with that to whichever degree. He's going to try to meddle as much as he can. This has economic motives. This has nothing to do with free speech. As we have seen on X, he doesn't believe in free speech in the first place. And his meddling in all kinds of affairs is purely oriented, at least in this case, to make him more money. That's really all this is about. He couldn't give a shit less about the people or the political process. This is all about economics. And unfortunately, there is no one to stop this guy. I mean, one person potentially could have, but yeah, he was found at McDonald's.